First, I have to let you know that COVID has reared its head again in the world. And so I'm going to offer a few suggestions. My husband came home from a trip with COVID. I don't have it, for which I'm grateful, for which I thank the Unity principles that I have learned over the years. That we are sleeping in separate spaces, we are hugging or kissing, we're washing hands a lot. So I just offer you the reminder to wash your hands, maybe more than we have been, just because it seemed like it wasn't happening. That was my short announcement. Now, let me get to saying what I want to say today. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Being with you fills me with joy. And boy, does Danny bring some extra joy for us. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here to co-create with me. I am grateful for friends who are supportive of me, who see me, who know who I am, and who appreciate that. In my talk, I will use the words divine, spirit, source, representing the energy that many people call God, spiritual energy, or spiritual hygiene, is a way of nourishing your body, mind, and spirit as you go throughout your day. It is a way to keep your self-healing system in harmony with itself. The 3 pathways I offer today will help you let go of the beliefs that you hold, consciously or unconsciously, that limit your health and your life. You've heard me say that we are more powerful than we know. You will hear me say it probably every Sunday that I speak. Our thoughts and emotions create our words, which can improve our health. So I use words of denial and appreciation for my healthy body, denial of COVID, and words of appreciation and gratitude for my good, vibrant health. Spiritual hygiene is our own inner information highway within ourselves, and may be a gift to those around us, since it connects us to the best in ourselves. It is my hope that these pathways that I call spiritual hygiene will help each of us raise our vibrations to vitality, inner peace, and moments of joy. Each of the pathways can be used anytime, anywhere, alone or with people, and they're free. And I know because you are here today, they are already within you. The power of our beliefs can dominate our lives and our health. We humans are deciders. Sometimes we make decisions consciously or unconsciously, simply by not making a decision at all. Many of our beliefs were given to us as children, or by our parents or our friends. As teenagers, we may have taken on what our friends thought, or what we saw on TV, or now there's social media. Fortunately, as we grow up, we learn through trial and error that what resonates within us, what's true, what's not true, what's helpful, what's not helpful. Got to remove this lovely ice cream paperclip. And I say that I draw your attention to it because a friend is irritated. First, I want to give you examples of the limiting power of our beliefs. I believed in a couple things in my family history that led to surgery. As a child, I had heard that my parents both had their appendix out. I never doubted that that was going to happen to me. And in my early 20s, there I was, unable to keep anything down, in emergency and into surgery. I have an appendix. Now, the good part about an appendix is nobody really knows what it does, so we live well without it. It's not true of the other belief that I held, moment of self-forgiveness, that I never doubted. Throughout my life, I heard about the thyroid issues in my female line. Don't listen to me right now, well. My granddaughter's here. My grandmother's thyroid was removed because she had an overactive thyroid. But they did way back in the old days. My mother, her two sisters were all on thyroid medicines. My first cousins were all on thyroid medicines. And in my 70-something year, I ended up with a hyperactive thyroid, which, can be fun because you can eat anything you want and not gain weight. You can outwork everybody else. You wear them out, they get tired of hearing how much energy you have. So that's enough about that. My decision was, when my daughter says she's tired, I no longer say, you had your thyroid checked? I let it go. I no longer share family histories. If I were asked, I might give some information, but I don't even like it when the doctor said, well, if you have that, then you could have this, which one did to me recently. So fortunately, I go to Unity and I know how to deal with that. Okay, we're just part of the page. I ask you to remember that we are always at choice in what we decide to share and what to believe about ourselves. In a previous Sunday talk, I mentioned Candace Pert, author of Molecules of Emotion. Dr. Pert was the scientist who discovered the opiate receptor, along with identifying multiple places in our bodies where opiate receptors are found. Her research revealed that there is an information highway that our cells, the cells throughout our body who are doing many different things, are in communication. They're in communication with the endocrine system, the nervous system, the immune system. Much has been learned about how our bodies function since her time. In 1997, her book was published. Dealing with doctors about my thyroid, I learned that even our eyes have thyroid cells. The thyroid is a master hormone, a master gland. So those commercials about the bulging eyes, that's because of an excess of thyroid. The New Thought founders, Curtis Hopkins, Ernest Holmes, the film artists, and others taught that our beliefs strongly influence our health, mentally and physically, and emotionally, and impact our well-being. The scientists of today have proven them right. Yay! We live in the quantum field that includes each and every one of us and each and everyone on the planet. It's the global information highway of the divine essence. The quantum field is a manifestation of the universal intelligence. of God. It is the information highway where we humans are all connected, each to all others, each to the whole of humanity. It is the point where divine love flows through all of humanity. What we achieve in our own well-being and awareness elevates humanity as a whole. This is one of humanity's largest lessons. It is part of the evolutionary process. We have many demonstrations of this. In a hospital nursery of newborns, if one baby starts to cry, so do the others. It's what happens when we become overwhelmed by sadness, when we hear of multiple people living through devastating times, fires or floods, and our sympathy overwhelms us. We feel the suffering of those and the depth of those experiences through our connection in the quantum field, through our awareness of that connection. It's also how meanings and words like become every other word in some people's vocabulary. I want to be as vital and healthy as I can be within the framework of living in a human body. I want to contribute to the evolution of humanity in the most powerful way I can. Our thoughts matter. Our choices matter. Our words matter. Our ability to act intentionally matters. Today I share with you 3 pathways I use to nourish my self-healing system daily. You already know them yourselves. They can be used any time of day, as I said, whether you're alone or with anyone. They are gratitude, you've heard this before. Forgiveness, you heard that today. And love. Think of them as pathways. Love is also accessed as unconditional acceptance and positive regard, which you'll hear a little more about later. I recommend them daily and often. It's impossible to overdose with these. The more you use them, the more you use them, the more you enter the quantum field, making it easier for others to access it, for that little niggling thought, oh, maybe I should be grateful for this. Oh, maybe I need to forgive myself for that. Maybe I need to love that little baby that's walking by. I don't know which might specifically target which pathway in our body's pharmacology that gives rise to our feel-good chemistry. By that I mean, I don't know if gratitude is the best for nourishing our immune system, or if forgiveness might be better in any given moment or in any given situation. What about the nervous system? I don't know which of these 3 pathways might stimulate the production of the feel-good chemicals serotonin or endorphins. Dr. Kurt's book makes it clear that our bodies manufacture these chemicals within us. And that, of course, that's what the pharmacology companies want to manufacture for doctors to prescribe. There are definitely ways we can assist ourselves. You get the idea. Even being peaceful in a moment of anxiety will help you. Our emotions stimulate the secretions of the hormones circulating throughout our bodies. Let's look at gratitude without taking it for granted. It's easy to just pop off and thank you for opening the door for me. But yeah, they made your life easier, if especially if your hands are full or you have a stroller. It's an opportunity to sink into gratitude. I am grateful every time I speak, and I've noticed most of the other speakers are as well. At the end, we say thank you. Thank you for your kind attention. Thank you for listening. That moment, when I do that, I am deeply grateful. I am fully radiant gratitude. For me, that moment is a deep moment of peace also, and joy. Oh, you're really good to do this. Well, I do time it, and I do try to control myself.
Doing great.
My felt experience of gratitude is deeper and more complex than those simple words may be conveying to you when I finish and say them. When we have an intention of being grateful, we notice the many opportunities that arise throughout the day. So I could have started with saying, you have to have the intention to work these pathways. You have to decide to work these pathways. I was in a group with a woman who said, the only thing I can find to be grateful for is hot and cold running water. And I thought, oh, I'm really grateful for hot and cold running water. So now when I take a shower, I use that moment to remember gratitude. Or when I get a drink of water and I'm grateful that I don't live in Flint, Michigan. And I bless those people that are dealing with that situation. You'll hear more about that later. In September. Blessing others in their vision as they suffer. That was not a commercial. September 14th. Don't know where that came from. Sorry. Oh, okay, take it back. Research has shown that the lack of serotonin or a shortage of it in the brain can lead to depression. Let gratitude be your natural serotonin, your natural feel-good stimulant. I had one other experience where gratitude really came into my life. And I was driving a 20-year-old pickup truck to get to work. And once in a while, it would just say, I'm done today. It might be at a stoplight, it might not start it. So as it seemed to get better, I was talking to like I say, I'm so grateful I made it this far on my way home. And I'm so grateful I made it this far on the way home. So you can find any reason to be grateful or anything to be grateful for. I know you know how to do it. Let's move on to forgiveness. It is my multi-use daily pathway. I find that it's easy to judge so many things. It might be, oh, that car's got a ding, that car's kind of dirty. Oh, okay, give myself for judging that. They're doing the best they can, etc. It happens over and over and over. Most of us grew up with a critical voice in our heads. It might have been a teacher, a parent, or other relative who liked to instruct us in our shortcomings, developing that sense of judgment in us or of ourselves and others. Our subconscious might have developed regular and frequent self-criticism, calling ourselves stupid for some minor mistake, or for not even knowing how to do something we'd never even been taught. When I notice a panhandler at a street intersection, I focus on sending love and blessings there, assuming they are doing the best they can, or this is just their choice, and they have a right to that. I forgive myself for judging them And I forgive myself for not knowing what has brought them, what decision or what action has brought them to stand on the corner with a sign that you can barely read. Okay, forgiving that sign. Judgment. And then free to know you're both aspects of the divine, doing the best we can in any given moment. So forgiving myself is a way that I open the door, a way that I expand my awareness of love and blessing. Forgiveness is a relinquishing of attack upon others or self in favor of love. I can be impatient with people who say the words, "It's so awful." Those, I'm having to live with one who takes it all in. It's awful. What's happening is awful. In Texas or back east or wherever in the country. Whatever the news is telling us, it's always only part of the story. It is not our immediate reality. And it won't be the resulting end reality. For example, a flood happens and isn't the end reality of that experience for those people. The reality is that the flood recedes and people rebuild. And the reality is that strangers show up and help the chaos become orderly. I see the possibility within the awful events, and I invite you to start wondering about that. Bring your curiosity to, well, I wonder what humanity's going through there. I wonder what they're going to learn. And I forgive myself for judging those who don't see the good that arises in natural disasters. There are always people who show up to help. There are always firefighters volunteering. There are always so many volunteers. Life gives us many opportunities for forgiveness. I've gotten really good at noticing my negative judgments, both of myself and of others. Forgiveness frees my energy, and I feel it from being stuck in a loop of judgment. Forgiveness releases that moment, expanding my energy field, creating more space for love in my heart, which brings us to the third pathway, love. Working with forgiveness students at PCC in the self-growth department is where I learned that not all adults feel they know what love is, or even what it might feel like. Their need caused me to choose the words positive acceptance and unconditional regard, because that is a non-judgment statement. That is loving, but they don't have to call it that. This description works well for people who aren't sure if they've ever felt love. Some of the forgiveness students couldn't even look at themselves in a mirror with eyes of love. They couldn't see their face, their whole face, or even their face and their body, and think the words, let alone say them. I love you. So I will say the majority of them were willing to look in their cars through the mirror and just look at their eyes. It was less intimate and less intimidating. And so that was a beginning for some people. Unconditional acceptance and positive regard can also work for anyone who's ever hated a body part. You hear about people who don't like this or that about themselves. It's not really a problem for me, but my ability to love matters, as does yours, each and every one of you. Our ability to love ourselves moves out into those around us, helping love flow freely, nourishing us, nourishing the divine life that is circulating throughout the quantum field. We know that babies were placed in an environment of rejection, neglect, and without loving care, such as an orphanage in Romania that we heard about years ago, they still going, died. And you've heard me tell that adults can die from failure to thrive. I've told you about Lucy. In the past talk, I have described the experience I had with Lucy as a hospice patient. She was in a coma, curled up so tight, eyes squeezed shut, and she's going, what was screaming, and in a coma was the only way she could make those around her know her suffering, her pain, her fear. The nurses had said that they thought she hadn't been very friendly, hadn't been very kind, didn't feel safe, and had no family. This is one of my very first hospice patient experiences. They asked me to sit with her, so I did. And I'm thinking, I don't know what I do. I've been trained. Mm-hmm. Lucy, I'm sitting next to you. You're okay, you're safe, you're loved, you're well cared for. And then she started waving her arm. So I grabbed her arm and thought, okay, so you want me to hold your arm? Okay, holding her arm. And this pulse is going, hey, Lucy, I know that you can feel me. You can slow your heart down, slow your pulse down. And she did. So I carried on like that. You're safe. If there's anyone you need to forgive, you can do that now. If you want forgiveness, you can ask for that now. And she of course quit groaning and moaning and shrieking. That was relief. Mm-hmm. And so I just kept talking to her until I had to leave. It's time for me to go. And the nurse comes in and said, we have to turn her, and that usually makes her really disturbed and sets her off. We turned her, no problem. But before I left, this tightly bound person broke out, thank you, I love you. Wow. And it was, I was lucky enough to be there with her in that moment of gratitude, forgiveness, and love. She also proved my belief that when we can't do anything physically, we can still love. The ability to love ourselves and others is a powerful aphrodisiac. It makes us in love with life, joyful, and healthier. It's great for our bodies, our hearts, our minds, our souls. Love enables us to be happy with what is, to accept what is, and enables us to be delighted and to experience joy. We can love others and forgive ourselves for not understanding them. We can love them who stay in situations that we just don't understand and wouldn't tolerate ourselves. We can forgive ourselves for judging them and love them. Anytime I judge another negatively, I forgive myself for being judgmental and remind myself that we're all free to choose love. Many years ago, in my 20s, before I knew New Thought and Unity, I was going through a divorce. Noelle, quit listening. All your ears. I didn't want to live. And a dear friend happened to call me on the night that I was planning to kill myself. She made me promise to wake up in the morning. She said, it'll look better. You'll feel better. I promised. And so I'm here today, continuing my exploration of love. I share that with you to encourage you to reach out any moment that your attention guides you to call a friend. They may need your love and support in that moment. There's a reason why they crossed your mind. If they don't answer, leave a message and then send a text. We can do that now. We can do it back then. Love more. Love more. It is what the world needs. More love is what Mother Earth needs. I'm grateful every day for the use of the substance of the body of Mother Earth. I mean, we're made up of earth elements. We wouldn't have the joy of the experience of being in a body if there wasn't Mother Earth, among other elements, of course. Let's suppose that the quantum field needs more love. We can each be more love, more grateful, more forgiving, more grateful for what we have, more accepting of those we don't understand, and those we might not like much. We can be more forgiving, more compassionate with ourselves and those around us, more loving and tender with ourselves and others. Our words are powerful, both spoken, and the ones we carry in our hearts and in our minds. Our thoughts are powerful, and that's why I keep saying to you, you are more powerful than you know. You have more self-control. You have more abilities to be everything you possibly can be. I invite you to be curious about how things will turn out in our country, rather than leap to condemning what the government may be doing or what this politician may be doing, what you don't agree with. Just be curious. It's not the end of reality of whatever's happening next. And in conclusion, I remind you, we create our lives, our health, our relationships, our choices and illusions and decisions. We're all invited to choose wisely and re-choose when new information comes into our awareness. We are always invited to expand our awareness of the divine within us and around us, focusing on gratitude as a genuine and deeply felt feeling, incorporating forgiveness as an action, freeing awareness and expanding our abilities and love into the world around us is one way to be a healer for ourselves and the world.